have talked about the Moore's law of computer processing power and how computer processing power doubles every 18 months, and that there's a tipping point for technology. You also have a very good visual related to Lake Michigan to explain this. I would very much like you to explain to the audience what that means and where you think we are right now in the world.
Wonderful. So, when I talk to executives in any country, I always show this visual. If you can have the visual, okay, that'll be coming up behind me now, so you can look at it. Let me give the context out here. So we all know we are living in exponential times, and often that is substantiated by saying that, well, technology is increasing exponentially, both in terms of computing power and in terms of data and other similar aspects. Now, it's very difficult for us as human beings to understand what exponential really means. So it's a set of numbers, and you can think of it exponentially, but it seems big. But what exactly does it mean in terms of trends over time? So this is a small visual. Hopefully you can look at it clearly. And it shows the filling up of a lake in the US, Lake Michigan, whose volume is roughly the capacity of the human brain in computations per second, and it fills in water at Moore's law frequencies. So you begin with 1 fluid ounce, in 18 months it doubles, another 18 months it doubles, and so on. On the top right, you see a time scale out there, and the time scale goes from 1940 to 2025. And what you will notice is that between 1940 and 2010, you don't see any blue. Okay, so the Moore's law is carrying on, doubling for 70 years, you don't see anything. And then, in 2010, suddenly it explodes. And that's where that exponential curve, the hockey stick part of exponential curve kicks in. Now look at reality, what is happening. Moore's law, modern microprocessors started sometime in the 1960s. So in 2023, we are roughly 63 years into the modern microprocessor age. Compare this to the screen, which means what we have seen in the last 5-10 years is nothing compared to what we will see in the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to explode. And one reason why we are seeing all these great applications of AI, whether it's ChatGPT or other kinds of applications, happening right now, in the last 5 years, all of this is happening in the last 5 years, is because of the additional computational power, additional data that's available right now. So what will happen in the next 5-10 years, it really remains for us to discover, at the same time be amazed by.
So just taking on from there, Professor has explained very nicely what exponential power means and how it's going to explode. You've also said that humans are more linear. They think linearly. And technology is moving exponentially. So we're on two different curves, right? How do we even compete with technology when it starts moving at this rate?
I don't know whether you can compete with technology per se, but what you can try and do is help to create better lives for people, help to create better organizations, and help to become more competitive in some sense in whatever you're trying to do, achieve in the organization. I think the challenge of any kind of a digital/AI transformation that we all have to face is essentially combining two things. So what I term is, the first part is building forward. So all of us have a business, all of us have an organization. I'm in education, you are in media, we have probably bankers and other kinds of sectors out here. So you have to apply technology to improve what you're doing things today. That's your building forward, that's what is easier to do, that's what we understand.